Hey everybody, welcome to Behind the Horror, where we go behind the scenes and find out what it takes to create one of the country's best Halloween attractions, Halloween Horror Nights. Today I am joined by a very special guest. You may have seen her work in HHN 29 or 28. Also, you may have seen her walking around as a vampire in the Vamp 85 Scare Zone, rocking that neon mohawk. Everybody welcome Shelby, aka Wendigutz, to the show. How are you doing today?
Hello, how are you?
I'm great.
I'm doing
great.
well, enjoying quarantine.
Awesome. So, how did you come up with the name Wendigutz?
I've just always been a fan of like the mythical creature, the cryptid, the Wendigo,
Okay.
and I was just trying to rebrand and take my name off of things.
Oh, okay.
And I just kind of created this mascot with the tentacles and the skull.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so can you tell us a little bit about yourself, like your background as an illustrator, all that good stuff?
Oh man, I mean, everybody's gonna tell you they started drawing when they were little, and
Yeah.
I did. I originally wanted to become a filmmaker.
Oh,
So
okay.
I actually went to film school, got a degree in screenwriting, wanted to become a big time filmmaker.
Whoa.
And it didn't work out. I kind of got like stuck in a dead end job up in Oregon. And then I met my boyfriend online. He lived over in Orlando. I moved over for him, and then started working for Disney. And Disney, I started working at Disney Quest, and Disney Quest had the Animation Academy, and they were like, "Oh, you can draw. How about you do this animation class and teach, people how to draw Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy, 12 times a day." And I was like, "Fine." I'm kind of shy. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I had to crawl out of that little shy bubble to teach people how to draw. And then I've always known about Horror Nights. I've always been a huge haunted attraction fan. I've always wanted to make my own. So I knew about Horror Nights coming down here, and it was the first thing I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then my first year was 2014, and I immediately fell in love. My first Horror Nights illustration was actually based off of the Wendigo in the Roanoke house.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. And I kept that drawing for a while. I actually recently sold it to somebody. But then the illustrations for Horror Nights kind of picked up around 25. I fell in love with the director, started drawing him, and was just having fun and developing my style. And then Horror Nights 26 happened, and that's where Vamp 55 came into play. And I fell in love, and I just could not stop drawing these 50s vampires. And that's where it all sort of took off for me.
Awesome. Whoa. That's
it's
some rich history there.
It kind of took off. But working for Horror Nights didn't pick up until a couple years later.
Oh, okay. So speaking of that, how did the collaboration with Horror Nights come about? Like, how did that process work?
So it was actually kind of wild. I've been drawing it for a while. I kind of became like quote unquote popular within the community with like my Horror Nights icons piece that I did around 2017. I got to meet Michaela for the first time.
Nice.
I kind of at Spooky Empires where it kind of blew up, and then 2018, like summer of 2018, I got a message on Facebook of all places from somebody. I had no idea who he was, and he's just like, "Hey, do you want to do artwork for Halloween Horror Nights?" And I'm like,
"Oh my gosh,
who is this?" So I had to like message my my contacts that I had made within Universal and be like, "Hey, is this like guy legit?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, no, he's good. He works for merchandise." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Whoa.
So it was out of nowhere. He actually fell in love with a piece I posted on Facebook where it was Boris Schuster, 2008, and it was just him in his office with like a knife and a mirror. And I just drew that. And that spoke to him because apparently him and his team is behind like all the window theming and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, do you want to do illustrations for the event?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course you do."
Well, of course, 100%.
Yeah,
That's insane.
it was
Okay,
neat.
wow. So it was a pretty like quick process. It wasn't like something that you guys were in talks with forever. It was more so like, hey, you want to do this? And it's
Yeah, it was pretty out of nowhere and it was pretty last minute. Like
wow.
he messaged me, I think sometime in July before Horror Nights 28, and then like 2 weeks later I was meeting with creator art design and figuring out what I was going to be drawing.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
So for those people that don't know what you created, can you kind of just like give us a rundown of what we obviously know it's art, but like what specific types of mediums and things like that we're able to?
Yeah, sure. I actually did 2018 differently than I did 2019. So in 2018, I don't remember how many I did, but I know I did. I didn't get to choose the characters. Art and design and merchandise chose the characters for me to draw.
Oh,
So
okay.
they chose very specific characters from each original property. I wasn't allowed to draw IPs. So it was a couple of vampires. It was Hansel and Gretel from Scary Tales, the cannibal from Planet Hell, if I remember correctly, from Slaughter Cinema. Oh man, it's been a while. Dead Exposure, a couple of zombies.
Yes, I remember that one. That was one of my favorites. Yeah.
That one was a little difficult because I had to figure out like the black light and figure out how to like.
Yeah, like that negative space. Yeah.
Yeah. There were a few. Dang, I can't remember now. Oh, I did like the icon for the event, so I got to draw the cool pumpkin that was running.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yeah. No, I remember walking past that storefront and just being like, I'm familiar with this art. Like I know this art. I've seen it before. So that was, and then I saw on your Instagram and it was like you were a personal friend. I was like, oh my God. I was like so happy for you. That's no.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
We originally we had this cool little plan where he was the merchandise guy who hired me. He was going to place the drawing in a storefront window, like a theme window, and we had to like make guests try to find it, and then they would find out what the print was going to be that week. And so I was supposed to be posting them on social media every week. But then it became like this weird conflict of interest because I wasn't really working for the company in that like that area, so I wasn't allowed to post that stuff. It was weird. So it was kind of cool because they would release it every week, a brand new one, which created the hype of people wanting like, ooh, what's coming out this week?
Yeah, totally.
And there was it would always show up in the prop shop, and that was cool. I kind of cried the first time I saw it.
Oh, I bet I would cry too.
Yeah. It was Carnival Graveyard was one. That's one I couldn't remember.
Yes.
That was the first.
What's his name? The one that throws the barrels.
Ernest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only been 2 years. I've already forgotten.
I know. It's a lot. That was a big undertaking, so it's understandable if you're. Oh.
But I illustrated them differently than I did the ones from last year. I actually sketched and inked them on paper, and then scanned them.
Oh, colored them in the computer. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
So because I wanted like a physical version in case like I wanted to give them out as gifts or like
sell them. So they were able to let you have your physical copies and for you to sell them in the park as well?
Only the ones that I like sketched and inked on paper. I can't flip it myself.
Got it.
Because I just scanned it onto my computer and then colored it and then sent it off.
Oh, okay.
It's funny. I actually never received a physical copy of any of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
That's
don't have a
wild.
physical copy of a single one.
What?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like they completely forgot or didn't even think about it because like, oh, she has it.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I can print it myself. I can do whatever I want because I have all the files. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's.
Whoa, that's crazy. I didn't even think about that. I thought that would be
I
a
would like
given.
it.
Yeah.
um.
So when you created these illustrations, obviously you said that you don't have much time. So were you able to know what was coming to the event before everybody, or you kind of found out when everybody else found out?
Yes. So that was kind of cool. I had to sign a couple of non-disclosure agreements.
Oh, totally.
So
Yeah.
I couldn't tell anybody what was happening because
Mm.
I had to meet with art design and the show directors. So I had to meet with Patrick Brailer, Charles Gray, Blake Braswell, Boris Sauls. I got to meet with all of them, and it was really nerve-wracking the first time because they took me into this like weird warehouse in the back that I've never seen before. And I walk inside and it's covered in like Horror Nights memorabilia. And I'm like, where am I?
Oh my gosh, a dream come true.
I know, I was freaking out. I looked over to my right and there's like storyteller's glasses just sitting on a table. I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, so that was so cool. And then they made me sign a non-disclosure agreement so I
Mhm.
wouldn't tell people what I was
Of course.
seeing.
Yeah.
But they took me on a little private tour of the houses way
Whoa.
before they were built. So, or not while they were being built.
Okay.
So I got to see a whole bunch of cool stuff before anybody else did. And the same with for next year, just so because they were trying to give me like inspiration for the
Oh,
pieces.
totally.
Like
Yeah.
this is what these characters are going to be living in. This is what it's going on.
Mhm.
Um, so the first year I just drew the characters with like a couple little set pieces,
Mhm.
and then I knew the next year I wanted to step that up
Yeah.
because I was tired of just having plain white backgrounds. It's boring.
Yeah, no. You definitely created an atmosphere with this round
Yeah,
of them. They were just
it
full
was what
on
it was.
characters.
Um, thank you. I actually had more time last year than I did the year before. They wound up contacting me in June
Oh,
um,
okay.
last year, and they started right away, which was cool. I didn't get to go through Yeti. That was kind of depressing because they
So
weren't done with
you
it.
when you were going through the houses and things, were you like playing it cool, like, oh cool, cool, or were you just like completely just freaking out about it?
I was freaking out on the inside.
Okay.
Yeah, I
You're
was
like,
trying to
oh
play it
yes,
cool.
yeah.
Uh, I remember when Patrick walked me through Scary Tales.
Mm.
He's like, pretend there's a big wall next to you because the curtain wasn't up yet. He's like, pretend, like, put your hand up. I'm walking this way. And he's like, okay, put your hand down. And I turn and I see the facade for the first time.
The
I audibly went,
castle,
oh my
yeah.
God. It was
Yeah,
so
insane. I think that was
same
everybody's
goes for
reaction. Yeah.
oh yeah. Same goes for the mouth brooder at the beginning of Depths of Fear when I walked in the house and that
Mm.
big mouth brooder sitting there. I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah. Wow,
It's kind
that's so cool for you to be able to experience that before everybody, and also you must be a really good like secret keeper. I feel like that's something. Obviously, you signed an NDA, but I feel like that's something that's just like it's hard to really contain. You
oh
know.
yeah.
Hmm. That's so cool. So
Yeah.
do you
I
have
tell
any everything?
I tell my boyfriend. I said I tell my boyfriend, but he doesn't tell anybody.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah, your
Sorry, what were you
immediate
saying?
family. Oh, so do you have any plans on working the event this season or in any capacity that you can tell us or anything like that?
I want to work the event this year, but I also don't. Um, it was kind of lucky for me for 2018 because I was on reserve.
Mm-hmm.
So I technically only had to work 10 shifts,
Mm.
and that was really nice. So I could like go work a shift and then, you know, have a week off and just enjoy the event.
Yeah.
Um,
So
and then I
there's people probably saying what is reserve because I think a lot of people don't
oh
realize that you're
yeah,
a
sorry.
reserve character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, being a reserve scare actor, basically, you show up like an hour before the event, and in case there's like call-ins or people quit and there's blank spots, they'll put you somewhere where you're needed.
Yeah.
So like, let's say someone, zombie A in dead exposure is called out. You have to go fill that spot. So you go and you pick up that person's costume and you fill that spot for the night.
Nice.
So I did that a few times. I was in dead exposure a lot. But that was pretty easy. So I just had to work 10 shifts, and then the rest of the event I could enjoy and just have fun.
Totally. So were there ever times when you're like, oh, I don't want to work today. Hopefully nobody called out, or were there?
Yeah. Yeah. Tons of times. And most of the time when I was thinking that, I got stuck in dead exposure.
How is that? Because it's like strobes constantly. Like, how do you guys cope with that? I feel like that would be.
I didn't think it was. A lot of people didn't like it. That's why there were a lot of empty spots, because people would leave or want to be transferred. But I didn't mind it too much. I was stuck in the subway a couple of times.
Cool,
I was in the catacombs once. The catacombs was a lot of fun because I was up on a platform.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I remember that.
But I didn't mind it. I popped a bunch of Excedrin beforehand just in case I would get a headache. But what's cool about when you have like a mask on, you can just pop in some headphones and listen to music while you're at it. So I was listening to music. And just
I feel like there's going to be a lot of mask this year, not a lot of practical makeup. It's going to be very mask heavy, which I mean, in a way, I feel like that's going to be a lot easier for characters, being able to get in and out of their boot holes and go to break and, take off their mask and be able to breathe. And I don't know, I think
it's hot.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. So
what's nice is...
Oh, continue, sorry.
Oh, sorry. What's nice is it's only 45-minute sets, so you're just on for 45 minutes, and then you get a 45-minute break, which is pretty nice.
But I'm sure the break doesn't seem like 45 minutes sometimes. It's like...
No.
Oh, that's cool. So do you have any like upcoming projects for your art? I know you hinted at something that you're releasing tomorrow. Can you give us like a little...
I assume you'll be posting this after it's probably been announced tomorrow, right?
I'll probably post this tomorrow, so it'll probably happen, immediately.
So by now it's been released. I released 5 different designs up on my shop of 5 different Universal monsters. So it's going to be a t-shirt, a raglan, and a tank top of 5 different Universal monsters. We got Dracula, Bride of Frankenstein, the Mummy, Phantom of the Opera, and the Creature from the Black Lagoon. They're all inspired by the Marathon of Mayhem show. So it's all like bright blues and bright pinks, neon halftones. And,
nice.
The Phantom of the Opera is actually the one from our maze from last year.
Oh, okay. The Universal Monsters maze, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like the double.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, I've been looking at the hints. I'm trying to figure out like what is it? I wanna know. I wanna purchase. No, that's so awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I mean, obviously when this video comes out, we will all be able to see it, but
hopefully you'll sell it.
Yeah. Oh no, you definitely will. Your art is insane. Like, it's just the quality, and it's just that's why I had to get you on. I was like, more people need to know about her. She's amazing. So yeah, of course. So what are some? Okay, I'm gonna give you some like typical cliche HHN questions because you know about that. So what was your first year attending the event, and what was your favorite house of that year?
Okay, so my first year was 2014. Favorite house from that year, I really liked Roanoke a lot. It's hard to think because I like AVP a lot too. The Walking Dead house that year was really strong.
Yeah.
It's hard to choose. I think I'd have to say Roanoke from that year. Okay. Although I could be wrong because I know we just did a podcast with for Catacombs where I listed all of our favorite houses from each year, and I know it's probably something else because it changes all the time.
Yeah.
But,
no, it's too hard to choose. There's too many good ones.
My first house that year was Giggles and Gore. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was my first house. Stood an hour in the rain. It was great.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't do that. I'm from California, so it's much different here. We don't get that type of weather very often, so it's like chaotic when I head down there and it's like raining and it's
I miss the West Coast.
Oh, it's the best. So so you being a character and you being a guest at the park, does it skew your perspective on the event when you go as a guest, or is it something that you don't even think about?
Kind of. Only when like I see people I know. Like I kind of have like that weird awkward interaction because they're in character and I'm like, that's Steve.
Yeah.
That's probably the only thing that's a little weird.
Oh, okay. But I mean, and also you obviously know where all the boo holes are, so it's harder to get into the experience.
That makes it better. I mean, you're expecting it.
True. So if they still scare you, then it's like, whoa, that's a good scare then.
It's a plus for being friends because then they go the extra mile to scare you or have fun with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's always fun to become friends with the scare actor.
Oh, totally. Yeah, they'll go hard. It's like, oh, when's your set time? And
that's stressful. Trying to get to your friend's set time.
Oh yeah, insane. So I'm pretty sure you've seen the HN Nightmares speculation map by this point, and everybody's seen it and speculated themselves. So what's one thing on the map that you're super, super excited about, and one thing that you're kind of like, maybe not necessarily like not excited, but like the least excited out of all of them?
I'd have to say my most excited is Legendary Truth.
Yes.
That one, I've always loved that whole lore and stuff behind the Legendary Truth and like repository, that whole like secret society kind of stuff. I love it. I can't remember exactly what was on that map. I know Beetlejuice was on there. What were the other IPs?
Let's see. There was Beetlejuice. There was people are saying either Candyman or Hannibal. Whoa, what were the other IPs? I'll look it up. Hold on, I have trying to think of what other IPs there were.
I remember Gremlins was on there for the first one.
Oh yeah, Sabrina. Oh, Hill House. Haunting of Hill House.
That's right. I forgot about that. Mm-hmm. I guess I'd have to say Hill House then, because I don't know how that property is not a jump scary kind of property.
Yeah.
It's a story about grief, which I think is kind of weird to turn into a haunted house.
Totally. Yeah.
So I think that would have to be my least excited for one.
Mm. Well, yeah, like you were saying, I think majority of the characters in the movie or in the show, they are hidden, or you're supposed to kind of like seek them out. So like, what, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how that would be.
Yeah, I'm sure that it'll just be a bunch of like the main ghosts, like the tall guy with the bowler hat.
Yeah.
The bent neck lady, stuff like that. I'm sure it'll just be full of those.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it'll
I'm
be.
Sure
yeah. What are some ones maybe that aren't on the list that you would love to see come to the event?
Oh man, I've had a fantasy list for a while. I would love to see a BioShock house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I would like the aesthetic and the visuals in that house or in that video game would be really, really good in a house or a maze, whichever way you say it. I want an H.P. Lovecraft house. I'm a huge H.P. Lovecraft fan.
Okay.
I would love anything like Innsmouth, Mountain Madness, anything like that. Um, hmm,
I don't think, when's the last time they've had like an author
I think
type?
Poe.
Poe, Nevermore?
I think Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe,
Which
yeah.
I didn't get to do.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I mean, I saw the walkthrough, but you know, you can only get so much from a walkthrough. But
Right.
yeah.
They kind of had a Lovecraft thing going on with like The Forsaken and Dead Man's Wharf and Sorority Slaughter inside of Slaughter Cinema.
Yeah.
They've always had like hints of Lovecraft, but they've never had anything like outright Lovecraft.
Yeah, like a full-on Lovecraft moment.
Yeah, which it needs to be done. I'd also like a Hellraiser house. Like.
Oh, same. 100%.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be like too vulgar, or do you think
I don't think so. They've done like Texas Chainsaw. They've done some mean body horror in Horror Nights. I think they could pull it off, especially if they did like a combination of 1 and 2. I think it would be a good house.
Yeah, no, that would be insane. That's definitely on my fantasy list.
I've met Doug Bradley a couple of times. The guy who played Pinhead.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Has he ever been to the event?
No. Back when I lived in Oregon, we used to go to the H.P. Lovecraft Film Festival all the time.
Oh,
and,
nice.
A horror convention up in Seattle as well, and I met Doug Bradley at both of those, so it was pretty cool to meet him. He's super cool.
Cool.
Very nice.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you rapid fired through all my questions pretty much. That's okay. it's good. So yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for letting us sit down and talk to you about this. Like, I honestly want you to know how much I appreciate you as an artist, because I think artists are some of the people that don't get recognized as much as, you know, others, and I think it's important to make sure that artists have a platform to showcase their art and who they are as a person. I guess you could say their art is who they are. So it was really important for me to get you on, for people to understand like how important this is, you know, not just for HHN, but just artists in general. You know, I'm always trying to support the artists. And yeah, we have, I mean, we're not as cool as you, but we have we created some
Everyone's an artist.
HHN themed masks.
Oh, that's right. I saw those.
Yeah, so we have some. They haven't come in yet, but the VAMP 55 and 85. We're gonna send you over those, so you'll have them, so you can wear them.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
No, it's not that we don't have to. We want to show our support for you. Yeah, no, definitely. They'll be disinfected and packaged all nicely for you, so you can rock them at the event.
I saw that you made the grinners from Graveyard Games. I hated those things.
Oh,
that was probably the only thing of the event that scared the crap out of me. Let me see if I can find something real quick. There's a thing that I have. This is actually from inside the house, from the scare actor, so they could find their positions.
Oh, like behind the wall, so you can,
yeah,
it's dark and everything. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I got that one, and I have that one.
Oh, cool.
For Sid.
Oh, that was such an awesome house, man. Graveyard Games.
Oh, I know. It's gorgeous. So yeah, my friend gave me those while he was tearing down the house. Yeah. It's always cool kind of souvenirs you can gather every year.
Totally, especially at an event like that that's like such diehard fans. Like, people would kill to have that laminated piece of paper that you have, you know.
I worked in Seeds of Extinction for a couple of times, and I really connected with the cast in that house. And I showed up one day just to say hi, like during their lunch break, and they go away for a second, they come back, and it's like a signed picture that they've all signed, and they said, "We love you," and I was like, I lost it. I was a mess.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was so cool. They were really sweet.
Oh, that's awesome. The community, man, the HHN community is so amazing, so awesome.
Oh,
Everybody's so supportive, and it's insane how
absolutely.
just
I
community in general. Yeah.
I really hope one day, because I don't want to be the only HHN artist out there that's getting like sold in the parks. I want to,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, at Disney, where they have like the Wonderground Gallery and stuff like that, where they're selling a whole bunch of artist stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
want that for Horror Nights or for Universal. I want more artists brought in because I don't want to
Yeah.
be the only one.
But
It's
also,
intimidating.
I think it's important for you to kind of be the catalyst for those artists. So you have to kind of like build that reputation. You know, obviously that's a lot of pressure, but you're doing great. So
It's
there's.
really cool because like when I first started drawing Horror Nights, no one was drawing Horror Nights, and now there's so many young artists out there that are drawing it, and like I'm so proud.
No, totally. Yeah, it's crazy how many people are fans of this little event. You know, it's
Yeah.
you wouldn't think that how many people enjoy it so much. And didn't you used
Yeah.
to do like little drawings and then you would like leave them in the park or
Yeah,
something? Yeah.
I might do that again this year, or at least like buttons or something, because that was
Mm-hmm.
fun. Because I used to do art drops. I think once the theme parks reopen, I'll probably wind up in there just sitting and drawing and
Yeah.
giving away art. I
Speaking of
probably won't.
that, so are you planning to go to the park when it reopens?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Um, I'm waiting kind of like to see how people react to it, how it
Mm-hmm.
goes. So far, what I'm seeing, City Walk is pretty safe with
Mm-hmm.
what they're doing out there. Um, it's apparently a lot better than what they're doing at Disney Springs.
Yeah.
But
Nobody's cooking hot
I'll,
dogs and
I'll wait a few days or a week or so after like the theme park opens to wind up in there,
yeah.
or I'll just wind up getting depressed and winding up in there anyway. You know? It's scary though, because like, I mean, I had asthma and respiratory infection last year, so if I catch COVID, it's scary times.
No,
So
totally. Yeah.
I gotta take things slowly.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
I have cats. Cats get
Yeah.
infected.
I feel like this is a good, like, you take it slow to get to Halloween Horror Nights, you know, like, don't feel like you have to rush and, you know,
Yeah,
let that all happen before you head out to the parks.
exactly.
No, that's definitely a smart idea.
But hopefully we'll get some sort of announcement soon, and we can be
Yes,
happy again.
please, fingers crossed. Halloween
Right?
Horror Nights, if you're watching, we're waiting. We're waiting for you. All right.
That's
Well,
just
thank you again so much
yeah.
for meeting. This was awesome. Where can everybody find you on all your social medias? Shout them out.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter under the same username. So it's just Wendigutz, which is WENDIGUTZ. I always have to like look at it in my head. Just yeah, you can follow me anywhere. I've got Coffee KOFI. I've got Patreon. My store envy, which is just wendigutz.storeenvy. But if you want to find all those links, they're all like attached to my Twitter or my Facebook anyway.
Okay.
So really, if you want to find my online store or anything like that, head on over to my Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook.
Sweet. Yeah. And they'll be in the description below so you guys can get all that information as well. Get all your Wendigutz goodness for yourself at home in this quarantine time.
Yeah, hopefully this summer I'll get some good new Horror Nights merch out because I want to get button up Hawaiian shirts done.
Whoa. Yeah. Oh, we're taking it to another level. Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. See, that's what we need to talk to the merchandise people about. You know, that would be insane.
I want to make my own Blinky cups too.
Oh my gosh, do it. I see it. I visualize it. You're putting it in the universe. I think it's
gonna happen.
Yes, totally.
They just need to hire me full time.
Yes. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, you have a great time. You be safe out there. Hopefully we'll see each other in the park, getting spooked
I'm
together.
sure we'll.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. See you later.
See ya.